Hi, Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Monday, March the 6th. The big news in Arkansas today is probably Governor Asa Hutchinson's announcement that the Trump administration will approve some of his ideas for waivers, so-called, on the Medicaid expansion that's being paid for by Obamacare legislation. It's good news in Arkansas, at least it is to Republicans, when you can announce plans that will throw people off their health insurance coverage. In most advanced countries, adding people to health coverage is considered good news, not throwing them off. But it's different in Arkansas now. What's going to happen is this. Arkansas now will be able to give the Medicaid expansion only to people who make 100% or less of the federal poverty level. That's about $11,000 a year for a single person. It was 138%. Now, all those people with 60,000 who got the greater coverage before won't immediately lose their coverage. They'll have to go into the private marketplace. They'll get some government subsidies to do it, but it won't be as affordable as the free Medicaid coverage. Undoubtedly, thousands will lose their insurance. Governor Hutchinson also is going to get his work requirement for Medicaid. That's a good thing. People think it's good to work for your benefits. Nothing bad with that in principle, but sometimes you can't get jobs, or sometimes you lose jobs for a while, then get it back, and you can't go back on again. Again, more people will lose their coverage, more people will lose their health. That means more people will end up being back on Medicaid again, almost certainly. But this is progress in Arkansas today. The legislature is busy today. The Senate beat Jason Rapert's bill to make smoking of medical marijuana illegal in Arkansas. He could only get 10 votes. Even Jeremy Hutchinson, who campaigned against medical marijuana, said it's the will of the people that smoking is the preferred way for most people who will use medical marijuana. Let's not get in their way. Amazingly, most of the Senate went along with that. They were supposed to vote early today on the bill to allow greater wine sales in grocery stores across Arkansas. That bill has not been called up for vote yet. I think that suggests the vote on that is very close. The House is scheduled to consider a bill today that would make it illegal for people to take undercover video at places of employment and blow the whistle on people like animal cruelty operations, on dangerous nursing homes, on bad daycare facilities. That would become a cause of action to sue somebody who blew the whistle on bad operators. The Humane Society's fighting this bill. Don't know how that's going to turn out. This is the final filing day for legislative bills, and there's a lot of bad stuff coming in. As you might expect, there was a ton of bad stuff last week, as I said. Creation science is back. How I wish George Fisher was here to do some cartoons on the reemergence of the banana and the monkey bill. That's Mary Bentley's work. We've got other things that would help payday lenders, that would do other bad things in the name of harming consumers to help businesses. More to that in the days to come. We don't yet know how serious some of these are. Lots of news on the national level. Donald Trump continues to make it on the total absence of evidence. He went on Twitter over the weekend and said Barack Obama had wiretapped him before the election. No evidence, nobody's produced any yet. It's a crazy thing that everybody who's in a position to know says is not true. But this is Obama birth certificate too. He will not produce any evidence, and in fact says if there is an investigation that says he's not correct, he won't necessarily accept the results of that investigation, much like the birth certificate thing. He thinks Obama's a gift that keeps on giving. In Arkansas, he may in fact be right. News today from the U.S. Supreme Court. It refused to take a case involving a transgender student in Virginia because of a change in Trump administration policy against the Obama administration. The issue isn't over. It goes back to the lower court, but eventually this is going to be decided on constitutional grounds, we hope, in the name of transgender students. Of course, in Arkansas, the legislature is busy introducing bills that they hope will allow Arkansas to officially discriminate against transgender people. That's Arkansas. In Hot Springs today, in Garland County Circuit Court, there was a negotiated plea by Lester Curry, a former principal at Lake Hamilton Middle School. He pleaded guilty to 2 counts of sexual improprieties with a minor while student at his school. He got a 5-year prison sentence. And speaking of sex, Arkansas Tech has a student group that looks after the rights of LGBTQ people. It scheduled a meeting at midday Thursday to talk about sexual issues and relationship issues. It's a student government group that's funded by student fees, not by state money. Well, Mary Bentley, the backward legislator from Perry County, put out on Facebook that this was happening. She thinks it's a terrible thing. She thought it was an improper use of state money. It's not a use of state money at all, for one thing. Improper use of state money is when she used her office to try and discourage a wildlife officer from investigating her husband for improper hunting activities on their land up in the National Forest. But that's a different sort of thing. Talk about sex, Mary Bentley just won't have it. And finally, there's this. Among the stack of shell bills filed today, that is bills that will be fleshed out later with details, was one worthy of great attention, and that's Jeremy Hutchinson's bill that says A bill to require a right to be left alone. If only the Arkansas legislature would do that. Leave us alone. Or go home, even better still. I'm Max Brantley. To the extent you can resist, keep resisting.